Hey everybody, it's Martin again, the photographer from West Yorkshire. Now the other day we had some really bad weather that came down. It was heavy snow on the higher parts in West Yorkshire. So I thought I'm not going to miss this opportunity, and I know we're in lockdown, but I treated this as my daily exercise. So I walked from my house to a place called the Chevin, which is a few hundred feet higher than where I am now, and it was absolutely beautiful, everything covered in snow. So I took the lightest camera that I had, a medium format camera, which is the Mamiya Automat, which I did a video about that last week, and took pictures during the snow. Now the next day the snow had stopped, it was a dullish afternoon, and I thought I'd have another walk up there, and this time I took my Voigtlander Bessa RF 6x9 rangefinder camera. So basically it was two folding cameras in 2 days. Now I was going to do this all on one video, but it's going to be too long, so I'm splitting it into two. The first video is about the snowy day with the Mamiya Automat, and the second video is about going out with on the next day with the Bessa RF rangefinder camera. Before we go on with the video, I'd just like to say that I'm putting another print up for sale on eBay for auction, and it's a picture that I took in the woods during the snow with the Mamiya 6, and if you go to the link in the description to that auction, if you want to support the channel, please put a bid in, and it really does help me keep creating this content. The image itself is 12 by 12 inches, it's printed on cold pressed bright paper. This picture, I'm not putting a tone on it, it's going to be black and white, and it'll come signed and titled. So as I say, if you want to support the channel, please put a bid in. Right, on with the video. I entitled this video Winter in Wharfedale. So this is going to be the first shot for today. It's that building in the rear, the GoPro's not picking it up too well, is the Royalty pub. It used to be painted white. I'm glad it isn't, because we wouldn't see it in this. So I'm going to take the first picture with the Mamiya 6 Automat and see how that turns out. I've pre-focused. Right, that's the first shot. Had a lot of snow today. I'm up on the top of the Chevin, and as you can see, we're inundated with it. Trying to keep warm. It's really rough up here. Snow started about 8 o'clock this morning and it's not stopped, and it's forecast to continue for a while, so it's going to get pretty bad. Makes a change to see some snow though. I call this the direction finder. It's right at the top of the Chevin, and it's just showing you all around the different hills and sort of gives you bearings where you are. So I'm going to try and take a picture of this. Never done it in snow with the Mamiya. I think the exposure is about 125 f11. So I can't show you taking it, it's just too rough, but I'll show you the picture if it turns out. There's a good 6 inches of snow up here now. And this is the top of it. Top of the Chevin. sure this is the West Shevin. I live around here, I'm not sure what it is. Right, I've just taken a photograph of these rocks covered in snow. I can't put too much thought into composition, it's so rough up here, but I think it'll turn out that. You know, these rocks are quite bland, but when you get the snow on, it just take on a different feel and look. So we'll carry on. That exposure was again 125 at f11, although I am giving a little bit more exposure time because the Mamiya, I can't set it to 125, I have to set it to 100th of a second, and the actual Seconic light meter is saying that it's 125 at f11.7. well, that's nearly f16, but I'm keeping it at 11 because all this reflected light can fool the actual meter, so hopefully I'll get the white snow and not underexpose. I might take another shot of these rocks but lower down. I just like the way the snow's sticking to the rocks, and we've got this dark stone against this lovely white snow, so the exposure is going to be the same again. I forgot to mention I've got HP5 loaded in the camera and I'm developing it in diafine. It just enables me to get more depth of field. Being a medium format camera, you will get quite restricted with that. So I'll get the camera out and take a picture of this. Because we're in lockdown at the moment, I've had a right trek up here, but it's worth it. It's absolutely beautiful. Hard walking in snow, especially when you're not right like me, sure on your footing. It's gets worse as you get older. Just see Otley down there in the distance. There's the rocks there. These walls covered in snow. I'm counting this as my daily exercise. Don't know if that'll make a nice picture with the tree. Yeah, I might take a picture of that. Just taking that shot with some people in the picture, just add a bit more interest to it. Again, 125 or 100th of a second at f11 on the Mamiya. So carry on. I think I might take a picture of this wall covered in snow and this barbed wire. This is a picture I'm thinking of. Lovely wintry scene, and I'll probably with this one I'll increase my shutter speed so I can open the aperture, and I think I'm going to be around about 100th of a second at I'll have to check it. The 500th of a second at 5.6. That's what the meter's saying. But as I say, because these this meter gives a has got different meter readings, and the settings are different on the Mamiya, I will be giving it a little bit more exposure. So I'll set it up and take the picture. I think that at 5.6 will just throw that as it goes out, just throw it out of focus and just add a little bit more depth to this. So we'll see how that turns out. Carry on. I like this composition. Keep in mind that I'm looking through a square viewfinder, but I just like the foreground branches hanging down, and you get the dark against the light on the trunk on the trees. So I'm going to take a picture of this. I've taken a light reading, it's an instant light reading, and it's 250 at 5.6. I'm going to open it up a little wider to get a little bit more density in the negative. So I'll take the picture now. So I've actually focused on these near branches here, these, just seeing those, and then hopefully that background will sort of go out of focus a little bit. I like the way medium format cameras render the out of focus. It's a nice soft transition. Steady snow coming down, it hasn't stopped yet. Hiya. Yeah. This looks quite interesting here. Bark on the trees, and I'll see what I can find here. Now I quite like this photograph. You know, we've got the wall in the foreground and then the trees covered in snow. It's I think it'll make a really nice picture, this. And for this picture, because I've got this snow in the foreground, I want that to keep something like white. Now if I spot meter that snow, I can overexpose probably by 2 stops and make the snow white, but I'm probably going to blow the background out. So I've got to try and balance the exposure. So taking a reading from the white snow there, 500th of 11, I need to overexpose it so by 2 stops, so that would bring it down to 125 at f11. But this snow here is 125 at f11. Now that means that that snow is going to be looking a little grey, so I think I'm just going to have to balance the exposure and call it 60th of a second at f11, and I should get a balanced exposure with some density to work with on the negative. So that's what I'm going to set on the camera, 60th at f11, and hold it very steady. I've already focused, so right, I've done that. Pressed it as steady as I could and see if that turns out. So that's that picture. So I'm going to take a picture of these 2 tree trunks, that one and that one, and then that tree trunk in the middle. Now I've taken an instant light reading. I don't know if you can see that, and that's telling me 6th of a second at f4.9. well that's near enough 125. It's nearly 125 at f4. Now just to test this reading, if I put it into spot metering and meter off the actual snow on this tree trunk there, at f4 it's giving me 500th of a second. Now to get this snow onto around about zone 7, because it's not pure white under this shade, I would have to overexpose that exposure by 2 stops. So it will go from 500th of a second, 250, then to 125, and that's the exposure reading that I'm getting with the incident light reading. Just to show you, it's 60 at f4.9, but that 4.9 brings the shutter speed up to 125. So I'm going to take it at that. So that's it, that's the last shot. So fold the camera up, fold it all up, and then bob it in my pocket, and got a nice long walk home now. It is absolutely beautiful. I love the silence in the snow. It deadens sound, it's lovely. It's so quiet up here as well. I don't like it when there's a lot of people about. I lost my glove, look. That's how I lose them. I'm always losing gloves. So that's the end of this video. It's starting to snow quite heavily now, so I better make my way home. I've run out of film now, but I've had enough. I'm getting a little bit cold, and I've got my Russian hat on and gloves, etc. You know, as you're getting a bit older, you feel cold. So I'll get home and develop the film and see how these turn out. I've enjoyed using the Mamiya Automat, or Automat as I call it. Lovely little camera. Managed to keep it dry. So once again, thank you for watching the video. If you've liked it, please give me a like. Subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, leave them below and I'll get back to you. And stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.